Imagine living your life after 50 and feeling energized and excited about your future. Welcome to the Women in the Middle podcast, the podcast for women who are ready to figure out what they want and create the life they deserve. Here's your host and Master Certified Life Coach, Susie Rosenstein.
Hey there, welcome back to the podcast, Women in the Middle. I'm your host, Susie Rosenstein, your Master Certified Coach and Midlife Mentor, and I'm so glad to be here with you again for this week's episode, which is all about something new. It's a super exciting new way to change your life for good and figure out what's next. My amazing Women in the Middle, with giddy excitement, it's my honor and pleasure to introduce you and to invite you to join the Women in the Middle Academy. You really have to check it out. Head over to www.womeninthemiddleacademy.com. Okay, I can't wait to tell you all about it, so here we go. You know, I've been in business now as a coach for about 7 years or so, since 2014. And everything I've done, all of the coaching, the programs that I've developed, the mastermind, the membership, the private coaching, the other smaller groups on accountability and vision boards, and all of the teaching that I've done, it's all informed where I am right now and the development of this new program. It's really helped so much and given me so much insight into what kind of help you need and how I can serve you best. So with every program, I've learned more. And as I've explained in an earlier podcast, I think about the podcast and my work in general as solving the midlife puzzle. Solving the puzzle. How should the pieces be going together? What do the pieces need to look like? What kind of information would help the most? Would help you break through feeling stuck and confused and get to the other side of it where you're clear and you know exactly what you want and you know how to get it. So it's not just that you know what you want, but you know how to get it. So like I said, I made something for you. Ask yourself this. Do you want to believe that aging is cool and thinking about possibility is fun? Think about that. The Women in the Middle Academy is your solution. It's your unique, special place to learn how to love your life again after 50. It's where you can get excited about your life again without the confusion, the frustration, and what I like to call the stuckness. As a midlife woman, you've been at this a while now. You've probably spent the last 20 or 30 years of your life putting everyone else first. I know you, your kids, your family, your boss, your coworkers, your clients, your friends. Whenever someone needs something, you leap to the rescue. You drop everything. You are there for them the way you aren't there for yourself. You handle it. But like I said, there is a cost. You feel too busy and blah, maybe blech. You've lost touch with who you are and what you want. And you know, I'm not laughing at you. I am laughing with you. I'm laughing at myself. And it's just, I know how we are. Your needs, your goals, your dreams, even your health, all of that typically gets pushed to the bottom of your to-do list. And right now, it's time to change this pattern. It's time to put yourself first. And I know it might sound selfish and it might sound indulgent. That's how it was for me. But it's actually the exact opposite, because when you put yourself first, you find yourself again. Do you know who you are? Do you know? You become even more confident and purposeful and joyful and healthy and strong. Just imagine what it would be like to wake up feeling confident and excited about your future, right? To have a lot of clarity. And you would have even more energy to share with the people that you love. That's what happens. This kind of self-care will help you allow yourself to be happier along the way. Who doesn't want that? That sounds really good, right? I know putting yourself first might feel awkward initially. It might feel unfamiliar or even scary. It's common to feel that way, but it's the single best decision you can make. It's a decision that will change the rest of your life. So ask yourself this. Are you ready to finally focus on yourself and your future? Are you ready to take that responsibility? Now, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. For me, oh, I just bumped the microphone. Sometimes I'm flailing about over here, so I'm really excited and feel really passionately about what I'm talking about, and I bump things. So I just bumped the mic. Hope it didn't make too much noise. Now, I know, like I said, I know how you feel because this was me. And for me, it happened between 45 and 50 years old. I loved my work, but I knew something was off. I just didn't feel content anymore. That was what I realized the main feeling was. And I felt agitated and bored, like I was wasting time. I had never been stuck like this before. The thing was, I didn't know what I wanted. I just didn't know. And I'd never had that situation before. I'd been at this job for ages, more than 19 years. And the thing was, I didn't know. I just had no clarity forward. I just didn't know what my dreams were. I didn't know what my goals were. And I hadn't thought about any of this stuff for so long. But I'll tell you one thing. I did know what I didn't want. I didn't want to feel like that because it sucked and it went on for so long. I had a feeling there must be more out there for me. There must be a way for me to make more impact, have more meaning, more fun. I sensed it. But it was like murky. I'm like, ugh, what the heck? I have no clue what it is or how to get there. I had no idea how to figure it all out. And I kind of describe it as an out-of-body experience where I was watching myself be stuck and confused. It was so painful and frustrating, but it all felt urgent, like I was running out of time, but here I was wasting time. Then by a stroke of luck, weird luck, I got laid off. But that was the push that I needed. After taking some time to deal with the hurt, because I didn't have coaching back then, I decided to get really, really quiet with my life, and I wanted to listen. I wanted to see what I could hear myself thinking. So at that point, that's when I decided to hire a coach, and she helped me dig deep and get the clarity I was looking for about making the important changes I knew I would have to make. I didn't want more of the same. And these changes, I was excited to make them, but I was also scared to make them. I kept thinking, was I too old? Was it too late? What was the right path forward? I was looking for the right way. I didn't have it in me to commit to myself, or did I? That's what I was worried about. I couldn't commit to myself in the last couple of decades that I would figure it out. Could I do it now? Did I have it in me to put myself first that way and really focus on this? So coaching taught me how to think on purpose and then apply this skill of discovering my thoughts to the goals and dreams for my next chapter, for me. I learned how to deal with the fear. That was huge. I realized that I was the one I was waiting for. I hadn't dealt with fear really effectively ever, right? And I had anxiety at many times in my life that, felt like I was just going to, TMI, stay in the washroom for a long time. And that was just part of my life. And I didn't want that going forward. It was all coming from fear. So that insight that I was the one I was waiting for really helped me take responsibility for my life, for my happiness. And that's when everything began to change. So the Women in the Middle Academy is an online program and community for midlife women like you, ages 50 and better. And this is all, like I said at the beginning of the podcast episode, it was all culminating. All the insights, everything I've been doing has brought me to the development of the Women in the Middle Academy for you. So through this program, you're going to work with a master certified life coach, that's me, and learn how to think on purpose and change your life just like I did, except with way more skills because I wasn't a coach back then. But I continued to apply those skills to everything I've done since. So I want you to really imagine this, really think about it and imagine. Can you imagine prioritizing and loving yourself in a whole new way? That is so hard for so many of you. I know that, but just think about it. Can you imagine upgrading and being intentional about every part of your life, your relationships, self-care, career, and more? Can you imagine figuring out your goals and dreams instead of leaving them on the back burner or on that vision board, not fully imagined, not completely knowing what you're going to do next or how you're going to move any of that stuff forward? Can you imagine putting a stop to doing things that don't align with your priorities or come from a people-pleasing energy, like saying yes out of habit or when you really mean no? Can you imagine doing that? really aligning. I know align is such a coachy word, but it just feels so different when you're aligned or in sync with your priorities, and when you're not, but we do it anyway. Can you imagine focusing on celebrating your life to maximize pleasure and delight, which is a way better to use your valuable time? Can you imagine being more creative and having more fun so that you can open yourself up to trying new things and learning new insights about yourself, even at your age? Being more creativity is something I care a lot about. I don't know if you know, but I was voted most creative in my high school class a million years ago, 1981. But seriously, the retreats that I've had so far, and just my approach to the podcast, I really try to emphasize creativity. And I think it's just such a way to have more fun and to give you the ability to think at a different level. So we're going to be talking more about that. Can you imagine regret-proofing your life so that when you look back a few decades from now, you'll truly feel like you went all in and lived life to the fullest? So, if you're having a midlife crisis, or what you think might be a crisis, or you're stuck in a rut, you're feeling lost, purposeless, unclear about your goals in life, or feel like you're running out of time to figure out what you want, then the Women in the Middle Academy is for you. Now, I don't want you to get bummed out because you're stuck like this. It's really easy for the mean girl to come out in your mind and just be so critical. Why is it taking so long? Why can't you figure it out? What's wrong with you? Just to go in a giant negative spin about the stuckness. So I don't know if you know this, but it is super common to make some simple mistakes that keep you stuck. So I think there are 3 biggies, and here they are. So I really want you to know that you're not alone, and you're probably just making some thought errors. And here are the mistakes that I think are going on. Mistake number 1, you think you're too old. So it is so easy to think you're too old and start to believe it, but it's just not true. Age is a neutral number. So what you make it mean is the problem. It's not the age itself. And there are so many examples of this, and I'm sure you have personal examples of this, and there are times when you didn't think you were too old, but it is in your brain. It is the way, this thought pops up a lot, and it's such a limiting belief. It limits you big time. You end up focusing on what you can't do instead of what you can do. It's a big problem. Okay, mistake number 2. You believe that you're stuck with stuck. So stuck can feel out of control, like you need a solution from out there somewhere, outside of you. But being stuck is about the way you're thinking, and that is optional. So you can learn how to unstick yourself. Even a slight shift to thinking, I'm learning how to get unstuck, is different than I'm stuck, or I'm stuck with stuck, or somebody else has to help me. I can't figure it out, all that kind of spin. Okay, mistake number 3, you don't own your feelings. It is so easy to think that someone or something is making you feel the way you're feeling about all kinds of midlife stuff, aging, empty nest, being in the middle of a long-term job, caring for your parents, and menopause. This stage of your life can really be confusing. And when you don't take control and aren't intentional about your emotions, you respond out of habit. And these habits aren't serving you anymore to create the life that you want. So again, lots of questions today. Ask yourself, what are you willing to do to go from feeling stuck and confused about what you want to absolutely excited about your life again? You have a choice, my friend, even though it doesn't feel like that most of the time. When you settle or tolerate feeling stuck, you're actually making a decision to not have your own back. So you're making a decision. Even though it doesn't feel like you're making a decision, you're deciding to tolerate that. Ew. It is just not how you want to feel, I bet, right? Do you want to feel that way about your decision making and about not having your own back? That doesn't sound like you even, I bet. But that's what's happening. You haven't made a commitment to your own happiness and fulfillment. And it doesn't have to be this way. You can decide to unstick yourself. So if you're ready to go from spinning in stuckness to owning the responsibility for creating your amazing next chapter, but you need someone who's been there, done that to guide you along the way? I created the Women in the Middle Academy for you. Are you ready to work on your beliefs about what your age really means to you? To empower yourself to dream big? To manage the way you're thinking about what's actually possible? To stop wasting time? To take control of your emotional well-being? To get out of autopilot living? To lean into your next chapter with anticipation and, might I say, giddy excitement? So good, right? So here's what you'll gain from the Women in the Middle Academy. First, a fresh attitude about life. When you believe that the best is yet to come, there is so much to look forward to. The Women in the Middle Academy provides mindset coaching to give you a whole new perspective on life. You'll wake up feeling excited about each new day and what is really possible. You're also going to get unstuck and finally chase those goals. You're going to get to work. Perhaps you've always wanted to learn how to paint or write a book, start a garden, go to the Galapagos, have a more meaningful relationship with your adult kids, like do something about that empty nest thing in the way you reach out, pivot your career, or become an entrepreneur. My friend, now is the time. The Women in the Middle Academy shows you how to get unstuck, set exciting goals, and get moving. You're also going to gain a life with thousands of beautiful memories and no regrets. You got to work on regrets. You can't regret proof by accident. And tragically, many people reach the end of their life with regrets. They think things like this: I wish I had taken more risks. I wish I had worked less and had more fun. I wish I had let myself be happier and did what I wanted to do. Many regrets that they didn't pursue their dreams because they conformed to other people's expectations. So common. I want to make sure that this is not what you're feeling later in life. The Women in the Middle Academy helps you design a life that's authentic, joyful, and full of memories that you love. Now, I know that you must have questions, and I threw a lot at you. So now I want to tell you a little bit about how the Women in the Middle Academy actually works. And to ask questions, just go ahead and set up a good fit call with me at www.womeninthemiddleacademy.com. And you fill out an application, and we're going to have time to talk it all through and to see if you're a good fit for the program. And if you think it's a good fit. Now, let's get started with these questions. The Women in the Middle Academy is a 6-month group coaching program and community that focuses on all of this stuff, on coaching, on community, and on connection. Connection with people, like-minded women, and connection with yourself. Your personal transformation will include mindset, self-development, confidence building, courage, midlife goal setting, tons of personal insights, accountability, and more. And after you graduate, you're going to have the opportunity to continue with the Academy with a membership option. It all happens online, so you can join from anywhere in the world. Here is what is included in the Academy. First, a thinking tune-up. You've taken your car to get a tune-up, right? Everybody's favorite thing to do. Now, let's tune up your mind. Learn how to identify and change the unhelpful beliefs that hold you back from having the life you want. It's kind of like a makeover for your brain. You're also going to get a midlife map. This looks like inspiring videos and worksheets, like a curriculum, to help you think differently about your age and stage of life. And as a member of the Academy, you get fresh videos twice a month. There's always something new to check out as you navigate your way forward to your new destination, which is your exciting next chapter. You're also going to get midlife coaching and classes. Every month, you're invited to attend 3 live group coaching sessions led by me that will cover all kinds of topics: self-care, relationships, career change, goal setting, empty nest, positive aging, and more. Everything is recorded, so you can always pop into the library and catch up on anything you've missed. You're also going to get the benefit of podcast power. Every month, you're going to get even more inspiration from 2 Women in the Middle podcast workbooks that are totally in sync with your monthly curriculum. So I've curated the podcast episode to pull the ones that relate exactly to the curriculum. Episodes have been carefully looked at, and it's all meant to support and enhance what you're working on. You're also going to hear from intriguing guest speakers. Every other month, hear from engaging and fun guest experts that will add tremendous value and insight to this age and stage of life. Something I'm really excited to tell you about, you're also going to get mindful doodling workshops. Every other month, learn and have fun with Zentangle Method workshops taught by me, a certified Zentangle teacher. It's an easy-to-learn, relaxing, and fun way to create beautiful images by drawing structured patterns. It's also a meditative outlet to help reduce stress, boost creativity, and practice the foundational mindfulness skill of staying in the present moment. No art skills required. Let me tell you that when I discovered the Zentangle Method, my head exploded because I knew it would be an amazing thing to bring to you, to my community. So I got certified this year as a Zentangle teacher. And, I was waiting and the pandemic put it off. And finally, I was able to get the certification. Now, this Zentangle Method was created by Rick Roberts and Maria Thomas. And Zentangle is a registered trademark of Zentangle Inc. So I did get the official training, and it is my pleasure to bring you this exciting, mindful doodling. It's so much fun. I can't wait. You also get 50 plus fun times. That's what I'm calling it, 50 plus fun. Every month, you're invited to join us for a live Zoom call where the point is to carve out time to have fun. That's it. The lofty goal of 50 plus fun times is to socialize, get to know each other, connect, and laugh. It's totally optional. There will be games. There will be themes. So buckle up. You're also going to hear stories and shared experiences. And these are true stories from Academy members who have done big, brave things. You can learn from those midlife heroines. That's what I call them. That's what I call you. You have so much to share. And when you use the opportunities to share in the context of this very safe space of coaching together, everybody learns so much. So it's so easy to apply these lessons to your life as well. And you're also going to get accountability pods. You can learn to be as accountable to yourself as you are to other people, and that's what we're going to work on. You will have the option to join a small and structured peer-led accountability group to help you create the success and transformation that you are excited about. All this, plus the soul sisters and new friends that you're going to grow to appreciate and really connect with. These really are isolating times. You might be more home-based than ever before, unable to travel or see your family and friends as much as you like, or even take your usual vacations. I've heard all of this from my community. You might be feeling bored or stagnant. You might also feel alone with issues like aging and menopause, career malaise, being single again, obligations with your aging parents, or the emotional ups and downs of your own empty nest. There is so much going on. I get it. And if you feel lonely, that is also completely understandable. And that's why it's important to find new ways to connect online, so you can have someone to talk to and have a close-knit community in your life, one full of amazing women who are ready to make important changes in their lives. That's the difference. You get the support that you need in this kind of a community, and it's full of people who want to grow. And that's why they're vulnerable, and that's how you learn from each other. And all of this sharing and coaching, it is such a beautiful thing. I am really excited to offer this to you. The Women in the Middle Academy provides a community of midlife women from all around the world. Here you're part of a club that just gets it. We're feeling it too and understand what you're going through. We can empathize on a deep level. Inside the Academy, you'll find kindred spirits and support online all the time, every day of the week. I have to say, after getting my master's degree in applied social psychology a million years ago, I spent 27 years working in health promotion and mental health education. And as I mentioned, I did love my career. I loved it for the majority of the time. But around the time I turned 50, something changed. And it lasted a long time that I knew that something else had to change. I was feeling bored and stagnant, and I wanted more out of life, and I bet you can relate to that. I felt it deep inside, but it was so confusing to me. I felt that voice. I heard that voice whispering, life's pretty good on paper, but it just feels like something's missing. I also felt like I was running out of time. I bet you can relate to that too, to figure out what I wanted to do when I grew up. That's what it felt like. It's like reading a book and then you get to this point and there's no chapter. It's just empty. But when you dig a little deeper, I realized I was really afraid of something. I was really afraid of dying too soon. That's what it means when you dig deeper. What do you think? Running out of time. Running out of time to do what? To do all the stuff that's meaningful and that's a priority. But why are you going to run out of time? Because you might die too soon. So that's what I'm thinking, that it really gets at, I'm going to run out of time and not do what I was meant to do. So what are you meant to do? What little whisper is inside of you too? Maybe your inner voice is whispering, you need to finally prioritize your health. You need to take better care of yourself. Life is short. It's passing so quickly. You're wasting valuable time and need to go after your dreams finally before it's too late. It's time to stop feeling so uninspired and blah all the time. You have more to give. You don't have to live this way. What are you really afraid of? Or maybe this doozy. Get ready. It's okay to love yourself, be kind to yourself, and put your needs first. Do you hear that whisper? If you are feeling any of these whispers or something uniquely yours, then the Women in the Middle Academy is for you. I hope you'll join and say yes to a new and exciting chapter of your life. What if you really believe that the best really is yet to come? Right? What if your friends started to notice a new lightness and confidence in the way you started to show up? What if your family began to notice you going after what you really wanted and saw you starting new things because you felt more courageous? And what if you were way more intentional about taking care of yourself and got clear about what you wanted for your career and your relationships in general? Can you imagine yourself making these kinds of changes, especially if you're alone? Most of us can't, but in the Women in the Middle Academy, it's how we roll. So please join us. Go ahead and book your Good Fit call with me now. I can't wait to see your name in my calendar. Just head over to www.womeninthemiddleacademy.com and apply. There are bonuses on the line too. So much good stuff. We are waiting for you. And you know what else? You're waiting for you. You know it's time that you had your own back and that this is the best way to do it. Show up for yourself and get the coaching, support, and camaraderie you need to do hard things. Being both brave and vulnerable at this time of your life will change everything, and you won't look back. I am so looking forward to talking to you soon. All right, that's it for this episode. As you know, my focus as a midlife coach is to help you waste less time spinning and feeling stuck. This is what regret-proofing your life is all about. Remember, being the queen of your brain domain is the best way to be, and I am here to help. To check out the Women in the Middle Academy, head over to www.womeninthemiddleacademy.com. For show notes and links, head over to www.coachwithsusie.com and click on the podcast tab for the notes to this episode. Let's do this, ladies. It's time for you to put yourself first, one thought at a time. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll talk to you next week.